Bortle here, but not there. Just want to congratulate Hunter on going undefeated at this 200+ player Megaton charity event, where over 200 Megatons were in the prize pool. One of the biggest IRL events post-pandemic. So huge shout out to him for going undefeated, and also shout out to Campos for filming. Without further ado, take it away, boys.
Campos here at the tin tournament here in Denver with
Hunter Lloyd.
And what did you do?
So I went undefeated today in Swiss, and then I lost in top 8. I played Phantom Knights today, and I like the deck choice. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty spicy, not gonna lie. So before we get into it, do you have any shout outs?
Yeah, so I want to shout out my boy Yugioh. I want to shout out my boy Adrian, and everyone from my store down in Florida, and all my Florida people. That's it.
All right, let's get into it.
All right, so the deck starts with 3 Torn Scales. He's like one of the best starters and extenders of the deck. Just came out, so it's really easy to build now, you know, but I have a Starlight one, you know, obviously. For other names, you play 3 of this guy, 2 of this guy, 1 of this guy, and then I decided to play an extra one today, so out of the ratio, I decided to play Stain Greaves. So the point of him is if your starter is like this, which is Boots Cloak, or you have to use Boots early, you can just use the effect of him instead of Cloak when you search. So it's just an extra at level 3. Or if you have like Foolish and you need to get one of the guys out of your hand, you can banish him to summon one of them from your hand for free. So it's just like the more your versatility in your Phantom Knight cards. He also makes them 4, so it's kind of relevant sometimes. So that's the main Phantom Knight lineup. I love the lineup today. Wouldn't change it. It was really good all day. Saw him when you need him. Saw him when I didn't see him when I didn't need him. Obviously 3 Tour Guide. You gotta play Tour Guide. These cards will probably come out later when the Brave cards come out, because this card becomes obsolete because you don't need to play them anymore. But it's still a really good card now, so there's no need to play it. Obviously you're playing Graph and Seer for the BA names for it. But one card I also chose extra to play was Sangan. So the point of Sangan actually is when you summon it off Tour Guide, it can net either you and a free extender in the form of the Wielder Psychic package, or it can you can summon it that turn because they don't activate, or you can just net yourself a hand trap depending on the hand. So you just make your hand stronger while keep playing the game. So this actually won me the half of the game, or like a lot of games. Whenever I summoned it, it just won because they just added a free extra card. And sometimes you need the card for Dragoon if you need to add this card. Other cards that we play, just like one-ofs. So the reason why you play 1 Cognition, one of this guy. So these are roto targets. Either they're the same or they're one of each of these. This one beats Spheres, while this one chain blocks for Tour Guide. I don't like playing 3 of either of them, or 2 of either of them, because they come up in different scenarios, and but they serve the same purpose. They're just free extenders. Obviously, the 2 other free extenders that work with E-Telly, they're just really good cards. I don't play any synchros in the deck, so you can't really universalize the tuner part, but it's just there to be there. And you play both because you don't want to draw the 2 different ones and then summon, and then not be able to summon the other one because they're not different. Obviously, you play the 2 bricks. Whenever I drew them, I still won. It didn't matter. I dropped like in Swiss, I dropped like 2 games. It didn't matter. I drew everyone I played against. I just lost because I drew unplayable in top 8. So unlucky. This, that. I play cross-out ratios for my deck because I own cross-out. The last hand trap I played was Ghost Ogre because it's summonable off E-Telly. And Ghost Ogre is like really fake good in this format. It's like there's a lot of decks it's really good against. Like it's good against my deck, it's good against Tritron, and it's good against Virtual World. And so those are like a lot of the matchups you need to like see cards in. And so this card just really puts in work. You really want to hit like the Xyz and Drytron with this card though. And that's like the main thing. Or you can summon off E-Telly instead of the Interruption. So there's more cards that do more things. That's it for the monsters. It's a lot of cards. The entire deck's like 53 cards or something. Obviously 3 crossout. Whenever I activated it, it won the game. It was pretty cool. It wasn't bad per se. But there were times where I just had it like you can either use it as a hand trap stopper or like stops for Droplet and Dark Ruler, which is what I was really using it for. But you have to play like cards like Nibiru because they beat your deck. So whenever you're playing crossout, you just want to play it for cards that beat your deck. So there's a lot of cards that inherently beat the Phantom Knight deck, like Impermanence, Nibiru, Droplet, etc. So you just have to play those cards just to like for this. It's just another safety net like Call by the Grave. There was a lot of back row here when I was walking through the room, so I decided to play Twin Twister in the main deck. Whenever I activated, it was cool. Not, whatever. 2 Ready Fusion, 2, it went to 2, so you have to play it. I played this today. I liked it a lot. It was nice. It was free extender city. 2 droplet. The reason why for 2 droplet and not 3 is because I decided to play the 3rd dark ruler no more for the crossout targets. So they serve the same purpose, except for the difference is that now you have an extra crossout target. That's the reasoning. This. So most people don't know what this card does. Basically, you target a Dark Xyz you control, rank up into either a Phantom Knight, Dark Rebellion, or Phantom Knight or Dark Rebellion monster using that Dark Xyz by banishing X number of monsters from your graveyard of how much you need to rank up. So like, if you need to go from 4 to a 5, you just banish 1. So what I do is to protect your Dragoon from like Ice Dragon's person, I just banish Dark Magician so they count. So I don't have a Spellcaster. It was pretty cool when it worked out. But so this triple Fogblade, pretty standard. Triple Imperm, it's the best hand trap I feel. Even though it conflicts with this guy a little bit, it's just too good not to play. So, and that's to the main deck. It's 53 cards as I said earlier. It's been pretty good. I don't know if I make any changes, like maybe like changing these to something, or the Brave cards when they come out. Maybe changing hand trap ratios depending on what the event you're going to, Twin Twister, etc. It just depends on what your event you're going to. For the extra deck, my extra deck's kind of standard. I play Link Spider. This. Like, my links are pretty standard. I never made Apo all day today. Like, I don't think I actually ever put it on the board. I made Boral Sword over Axis Code. I don't know Axis Code, so it didn't matter. But I made, it did come up where if it was Axis Code, it didn't kill them. So, but if it would, because I played Boral Sword, it did kill them, you know. So that was really relevant. For Xyz, I play 1 Levy, 2 Break Sword. I don't play Zeus. Instead, I play these guys. 1, because Zeus never comes up for me personally, but this guy always does just for the extra negation, because this guy's like 3 negates by himself, Dragoon's 4, and then you have IP in the corner making Unicorn, and then so that's just Omega value. And then for the last 2 cards, it's the Flame Ghost for the Ready Fusion, and then it's this. So for the side deck, it's just basically cards, the blowout cards, 3 Lancia. It's really just for Tri-Brigade, but I mean, you can play it for the mirror too. I also play it for a crossout target when you're going first, so you always just side of 1 end, just in case. And like you can just stop like evenly, I guess, but yeah, it's whatever. 3 Droll for Drytron. This card doesn't really hurt you, so you don't need to side it in when you're going first, so it's whatever. The other 2 Dark Rulers, and then for other spells, this. And this is like my little tech card for the event. This is one card I really always enjoyed playing. It was Anti-Magic Arrows. So what this card does is at the start of your battle phase, you can activate it. Neither player can activate spell or traps or spell or trap effects for the rest of the turn on the field, in the graveyard, or in the hand. And so it really beats just a lot of different matchups like back row decks. And because it's also a lot like Dark Ruler, where no one can respond to this card's activation either. So it's like a pseudo evenly. I also play evenly for this event. So it's like evenly 5 and 6, but these allow you to combo really well. And so this card is just really good into like the certain back row decks, and actually won a lot of games today. The final card is Red Reboot. So a lot of anti-back row cards, as you can see, because I just like feel like back row is really relevant in this format. Alrighty, and that's the entire profile.
All right, man. Thanks. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Thank you for doing the profile.